Welcome to the UEFA Champions League quarter-final second leg matches. Santiago Bernabéu Stadium. Signal Iduna Park Stadium. Giuseppe Meazza Stadium. Villa Park Stadium. We are living through a Champions League season where everything seems to be decided a little too early. The post-first leg progression probabilities released by Opta read like a dry summary, yet they carry a heavy weight. After their 4-0 win over Dortmund, Barcelona hold a staggering 99.5% chance of reaching the semi-finals. Arsenal stand at 95.7%, Paris Saint-Germain at 91.5%, and Inter Milan at 82.7%. In other words, all four TIs are heavily tilted in one direction. Dortmund have all but been written off. Real Madrid have just a 4.3% chance of going through after a heavy first-leg defeat. Aston Villa must score twice without conceding just to dream of extra time. And Bayern Munich, the side with the smallest margin of defeat, just 1-2, remain the Bundesliga's last hope. That's what the statistics say, but the Champions League has never been just about statistics. In the knockout rounds, an early goal, a single mistake, or a flash of genius. Any of these can completely flip the script. Based on the first leg results, the probability of victory after 90 minutes, and especially Opta's data, the semi-final picture is clearer than ever. But it's that very clarity that makes fans uneasy. Will this turn out to be the calmest quarter-final round in modern history? Or will we once again witness a wild, unforgettable night, the kind only the Champions League can deliver? No team has ever been rated this low ahead of a Champions League quarter-final second leg. Since Opta began using their prediction model, Barcelona's 4-0 first leg victory completely crushed Dortmund. Their chances of reaching the semi-finals now stand at 99.5. That means Dortmund are left with just 0.5% hope, even with the return leg being played at Signal Iduna Park. The black and yellow need to score at least 4 goals without conceding, just to force extra time. In theory, it's still possible, but logically, everything seems already written. Although Real Madrid are the only team among the 4 second-leg matches to have a higher chance of winning in 90 minutes, 56% compared to Arsenal's 21%, that doesn't mean they're favorites to go through. Arsenal secured a 3-0 win in the first leg with a performance that was disciplined, compact, and astonishingly clinical. According to Opta, the Gunners have a 95.7% chance of reaching the semi-finals, second only to Barcelona. Real Madrid are left with just 4.3%, meaning they'd need to pull off another miracle comeback like they did against Manchester City in 2022. But this time, the opponent is a young, gritty, and red-hot Arsenal side at the peak of their form. The Bernabéu might provide a lift, but it's the Real Madrid defense that needs to deliver solidity first before anyone can dream of another Champions League miracle. PSG's 3-1 victory in the first leg gives them a significant advantage heading into the return fixture at Villa Park. According to Opta's prediction model, the French side now has a 91.5% chance of reaching the semi-finals. Aston Villa, meanwhile, are left with just an 8.5% chance of pulling off a comeback. The difference lies not only in the scoreline, but also in the level of quality and European experience, areas where PSG clearly have the upper hand. Despite having scored an away goal, Villa must now net at least 2 goals without conceding, just to force extra time. Against PSG's high-speed pressing system under Luis Enrique, that is an extremely difficult task. The sense that this tie is already decided comes not only from intuition, but also from hard data and the way the first leg played out on the pitch. If there's one tie where the outcome is still genuinely up in the air before kickoff, it's Inter Milan versus Bayern Munich. Despite Inter's 2-1 victory in the first leg away in Munich, their probability of advancing stands at 82.7%, leaving Bayern with a 17.3% chance. It's a number significant enough to ensure the Italian side cannot afford to relax. This is arguably the most tactically balanced matchup of the quarterfinals. According to Google's forecast, the probability of the tie going to extra time is as high as 26%. Bayern are the only team among the 4 first-leg losers with a second-leg advancement chance exceeding 10%. And if there's any name with the composure and pedigree to mount a comeback, Harry Kane and his teammates are certainly in that conversation. Still, Inter hold home advantage and come into this with stable form. All signs point to them as the stronger candidate to progress. But the significance of this tie goes beyond just 2 big clubs battling for a spot in the semi-finals. This match could very well decide whether the Bundesliga has any representation left in the Final Four. If Bayern are knocked out, German football will be absent from the Champions League semi-finals, something that hasn't happened in nearly a decade. Meanwhile, Serie A, often considered in decline, could end up with 2 semi-finalists if both Inter and Arsenal progress. It would mark a major shift in perception and status for Italian football on the European stage. But the strangest part lies elsewhere. It lies in a question that once seemed to have an answer. Is the Champions League still crazy like it used to be? When all the first legs lean heavily to one side, when AI models and data simulations tell us that surprises are nearly impossible, that's precisely when the hearts of football fans start hoping for a night of madness more than ever before. Because for over 30 years, the Champions League has always been the birthplace of the impossible, of stunning upsets, of nights soaked in tears, and of moments that leave us breathless, right until the final whistle. We've seen it before: Barcelona's miraculous comeback against PSG in 2017, Liverpool's historic turnaround against Barca in 2019, and Real Madrid eliminating Manchester City with a supernatural night at the Bernabeu in 2022. No one believed it before kickoff. But when that Champions League anthem plays, every statistic can suddenly turn into 0. All it takes is an early goal, an own goal, a red card, and the entire narrative can flip in the blink of an eye. And that is exactly why we wait for these second legs. Even when, on paper, everything seems decided, we don't watch football just to see who wins or loses. We watch to believe in miracles, to witness human spirit defy all odds, and to remember that even a 0.5% chance can become reality. As all of Europe holds its breath, eyes fixed on Dortmund, on the Bernabeu, on Villa Park and San Siro, one question lingers in the air. Will we witness a historic comeback? Or, for the first time in years, will the quarterfinals pass without a single surprise? The answers will come on the pitch, but as for us, we'll keep dreaming of a Champions League night, painted in the colors of legend. If you're also hoping for one more wild, unforgettable night in the Champions League, leave a comment below. Who do you think will create a miracle? Who will fall? And who will step into history? Don't forget to hit the like button if your heart races at the thought of another magic night at the Bernabeu. Subscribe so you don't miss a single moment of this year's Champions League journey, and share this video with those who love football the way you do. Because for us, the ones who live for every second on the pitch, each match is more than 90 minutes. It's memory, it's emotion, It's a part of life. We'll see you again in the semi-finals, and who knows, we might have another unbelievable story to tell. After all, it's the Champions League, where anything can happen.